How then do you advise that this ballot paper can be forwarded? Because I understand that the commission has been saying if you fold this way, there might be a problem.
This is how you fold it. You fold it. This is how you fold the ballot. All right? You fold it this way, and you put it in the ballot box. But before you do that, there are a few things I need to let Nigerian people know here. One, the poll will start by 8 o'clock. You will come with your permanent voter's card. We are going to use
like this
the corridor. First, this is your card. I am now a presiding officer. By 8 o'clock, and all our projection is for us to be at the polling unit, for the voters to meet us at the polling unit. And so, you come before me. The first thing that we have to be done is to use the corridor to verify your card. All right? That is the first thing that you need to do. Once that is done, all right, it will pop up here. All right? Thereafter, we have to look at this is the register of voter that we have produced. Take note, in this election, there's no use of incident form.
Really?
Right now in this country, Nigeria is the only country that is having no simple but a very complex problem of identifying a voter. You have come before me. I have put the corridor and I read that this is a genuine INEC card. That's the first identification. Second identification. We are now going to the third identification, which is having to check the register of voter. The manual register. This is the register of voter. Now, after checking that, we are now said, okay, let us check authenticate your biometric. Now, we have done what we call the software enhancement of this corridor. And that is why all the elections we have conducted since 2015 up to the last Osho governorship election. Corridor had never been an issue again because of both the hardware and the software enhancement. But in the unlikely event that we are unable to authenticate your biometric, we have developed what we call 2 columns. You have what you call fail to read, if I'm not able to read your PVC, and the second one is fail to authenticate. Now, when you have that situation, rather than giving you incident form, no more incident form, you'll be requested, and that is where you are going to have your thumbprint. Again, we'll take your thumbprint, then it will be indicated, as well as collect your number. Now, in the event of any allegation of fraud, we can do a forensic analysis of that thumbprint, whether it is a real person. What we have achieved here is to ensure that the corridor is not sabotaged the way it was done before. Also, if you look at this battery compartment, in 2015, what people did to sabotage the corridor with a few of ad hoc staff was basically to remove the battery. Once you remove the battery, then it goes to the factory setting. As a user, as a presiding officer, I do not have the admin password. So people say, oh, corridor is not working. We have done something about this, and this is going to be a shocker to those who thought that what happened in 2019 would happen, because there is a sale. You can no longer open the battery compartment. And we now have new batteries that will go on for 48 hours, 4,000 amp. As at 2015, it was 3,200. It's now 4,000. So even in the unlikely event that 1 or 2 or a number of them were not fully charged, even if it's half charged, you are still going to.
So are you saying that it's extremely difficult to rig the election?
I can tell you, because there are other things you need to know here. In this election, after the end of the poll, when the result has been sorted, counted at the polling unit, the result will be entered into the form EC8A.
Do you have a copy of that here?
I don't have a copy here.
Okay.
Nigerian don't form EC8A.
It's a very popular form.
Very popular form. Yeah. Once you enter the figure into the form EC8A, it has to be signed by the presiding officer, countersigned by the party agent that must be there. The duplicate of the result from EC8A will be given to the party agent. After that, we have not decided that, look, The Nigerian people in the entire 120,000 polling unit, the people of Akwa Ibom State in the entire 2,980 polling unit are also entitled to know the result of that polling unit. We have now developed the form, improved Form EC60E. This is the Form EC60E. This form is a replica. You are going to transfer the same result contained in the Form EC88, duplicate of which shall be given to the party agent in this form. It must be compulsorily, and I'm calling on Nigerians to insist that presiding officer must pay that result, because the idea is that those who have voted and have left the polling unit, they should come and know the outcome of the result at that polling unit. Immediately after that, here is one new development that we have brought on board. And that's why I've said, look, by Saturday, all of us working together, this is the corridor. What we are going to do on Saturday in each of the polling units, and we have trained people for that, is that unlike before, where you have only one collation officer, we are now having 2 collation officers at the ward level. And this is how they are going to go about it. First, the presiding officer, we have to impute the result into the corridor, and we send it straight away to the central server. When you get to the central server, show yourself, we now have two collation officers. We have what you call the e-collation officer and the manual collation officer, because what we are still doing the manual collation process as required under Section 73 of the Electoral Act that talks about step-by-step recording. But what we have done to bring about transparency, openness to issues about the results declared at the polling unit now being at variance at the work collation center, we now have 2 collation officers for the first time at the work collation center. What you call the RATEC, or the e-collation officer, and the manual collation officer. So what happened is that after I have sent that data as a presiding officer, the cameraman and yourself, you are the 2 collation officers. Before I get to you, without talking to me, without any form of communication, we have granted you access to our central server. You will see what I have transmitted without talking to me. Therefore, it is not expected that on my way to the work collation center, I could do anything funny with the Form EC8A, because we now have evidence tray. The fact that I'm aware that at the polling unit, the same result is there, the duplicate have been given to the party agent, I have transmitted the central server without talking to me, both of you have seen that result. By the time I get to the work collation center, it will be taken away from me as a presiding officer. The e-collation officer would have to confirm whether what is on the result sheet is the same thing I have transmitted in the presence of party agent, duly accredited observer, sent to the central server. It is only after that confirmation that the manual collation officer are required by law, we have to collate. Well, the idea
INEC will
is
still
to say, yes.
INEC will still do the electronic
look, you can call it, listen, this corridor is an advanced version of Turaya. Those of you send SMS, do anybody hack your SMSs? Not at all. The beauty, what we are trying to do is to protect the integrity of the wishes of Nigerian people as expressed at the polling unit. Now, before now, a presiding officer used to be an alpha and omega of what happened at the polling unit. They do all sort of things in time past. So with this development, without talking to you, Sheung, you already have access. You will just be waiting for me to come. By the time I come, the result must be the same. Having regard to the fact that, so what the deterrence here is that as a presiding officer, I recall that I have left the result at the polling unit. Duplicate have been given to the party agent. What do I want to do again?
Let's take a pause, Mr. Igini. Just a moment. We need to go on this break. And I have representatives of some of the major political parties in our Abuja studio that will be weighing on some of these issues. Mr. Igini is still with us. We'll be right back after this break on the debate over the postponement of this election.